بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وصلى الله على محمد وآله الطيبين الطاهرين. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى محمد. Our topic, our discussion continue with the same verses, the two verses that we start discussion, which says كتب عليكم القصاص في القتلى الحر بالحر والعبد بالعبد والأنثى بالأنثى فمن أخفي له من أخيه شيء فاتباع بالمعروف وأداء إليه بإحسان وأداء إليه بإحسان وأداء إليه بإحسان. Then the verse is saying وأداء إليه بإحسان ذلك تخفيف من ربكم ورحمة فمن اعتدى بعد ذلك فله عذاب أليم ولكم في القصاص حياة يا أولي الألباب لعلكم تتقون. We started discussion on these two verses, and in continuation with the verse, we said yesterday that some people raised objection about retribution. They cast some doubt, and they said that these two verses we recited, the verses are not solving problem according to them. It only increases problem. How? The first objection they raised was that al-jarimatun la tazidu ala qatl insan wahid. He said the crime is not more than one human being that was killed. I said it yesterday. If we don't understand the problem, the solution, we may not even understand what he's saying. First of all, we have to understand the problem. He said the crime committed by this person is not more than one person being killed. وَالْقِصَاصُ يُؤَدِّي إِلَى تِكْرَارِ هَذَا الْعَمَلِ الشَّنِيعِ. He said retaliation will only lead to repetition of this heinous act. What do we mean? What do they mean? They mean that one person is being killed and we condemn it. If you are to kill another person, that shows you are killing more souls according to them. Then why should this law be practiced? Because you will end up killing another soul instead of one. That is the first objection they raised. Then the second objection is bringing the objection they raised before he starts treating them. He said the second objection is this: al-qisas yanumu an ruhil intiqam wa tashaffa wal qaswa. He said retribution stems from the spirit of vengeance, revenge. It emanates from the spirit of revengeance and vindictiveness and cruelty. That is why you revenge. He said وَيَجِبُ إِزَالَةُ هَذِهِ الرُّوحِ. He said it is compulsory to remove this spirit of revenge, spirit of vengeance, spirit of vindictiveness. It is better to remove them through what? Antoric tarbiyah, by educating people. Tell people that it is not good to kill, educate them, give them necessary education they need to know, and enlighten them. He said, بَيْنَمَا يُؤَمِّكُ الْقِصَاص هَذِهِ الرُّوحِ. But retribution, when you retribute, when you retaliate, it only deepens this spirit. That is the spirit that's supposed to be cured by forgiving. Why must you kill? When you kill, when you retaliate, it deepens it. Then the third one is that al-qatlu la yasduru an insan salim. When somebody kills a murderer, somebody with with somebody healthy will not involve himself in what? In murder case. Somebody, according to them, somebody who is healthy will not involve himself in murder case. لابد أن يكون القاتل مصاب بمرض نفسي. There's no doubt that somebody who, a killer, a murderer, must be affected with what? With mental health. That is what led him to go and kill. وَيَجِبُ عِلَاجُهُ. It is compulsory when you see somebody like that, a murderer killing, then it is good to treat that person. Take him to medical for medical services. Take him to psychiatric home if he has problem, so that he can be rehabilitated. There's no need to kill him. He said, "Wal kiswas laysa bi'ilaj." He said, retaliation, retribution is not a treatment. When you kill another person, how has it affected the person that the murderer? How has it affected him? Then this is the third one. He said the fourth one, qawanin an-nizam al-ijtimai yajibu an tatatawwar ma tatawwur al-mujtami. He said the law of social system, yajibu an tatatawwar, it is compulsory to evolve with the development. Whenever there is development, the law must also be what? Must also be developed. He said, وَلَا يُمْكِنْ لِقَانُونٍ سُنَّةً قَبْلَ 14 قَرْنًا أَنْ يُطَبَّقُ الْيَوْمِ. It is not possible that the law that was enacted last 14 centuries to be practiced now. It was last 14 century that Quran was revealed about last more than 1,400 years. And he said that when somebody kills, should be killed. Why should we continue with that law? The law that was enacted last 14th century. It is better to develop. When the more the world develop, the law should also what? Should be developed. We should not leave the law to be the way it was last 14th century. These are the objections they raised. Then the last one, he said, min al-afdal istifada min al-qatil bitajgili fi muaskarat al-amal al-ijbari. He said, it is better to make use, to benefit from this murderer. How do we benefit from him? Instead of killing him, we should benefit from him bitajgili, by engaging him in what? In forced labor camps. There's what they call forced labor camps in Europe, where those people will be taken. There they will be engaged in some labor. He said, you make use of him. You don't need to jail him. You don't need to what? You don't need to kill him. Engage him in such forced labor camp. He said, through that nastafidu min tawqatihi, we can be able to benefit from his strength. وَنُسَوِّنِ الْمُجْتَمِعِ مِنْ شُرُورِهِ, and the society will be protected from his evil. That is according to them. These are the objections they raised. هذا ملخص ما يوجه القصاص من الاعتراض. He said this is the summary of the objection raised by those people. These 5 objections, it has the Mufassir will treat them one by one. He said, بالنسبة إلى اعتراض الأول, concerning the first objection, what is that objection? We will repeat it again so that before we can continue. Al-jarimatu la tazidu ala qatl insan wahid. He said, crime is being committed by one person by killing one person. The crime committed, he kills only one person. Then, wal kiswas yuaddi ila tikrar hadha al-amal shani. He said, retaliating will only lead to this repetition of this heinous act. And we said what he meant by repetition. He said, one person is being killed, and we all condemn that it is not good. When you kill another person, it has become 2. Instead of 1, we are talking about the act has become what? 2 now. He said, now the Mufassir is saying, Law am nazar fi ayat al-kiswa. He said, if we take a close look in this verse of retribution, La ra'ayna fiha al-jawab, we will see the answer ala kulli hadhihi al-i'tiradat, for all these objections raised in this particular verse. Walakum fil kiswas hayatun ya ulil albab. In kiswas, in law of retribution, there is life for those who can understand. There is life. How? Fal hayatul ijtimaiyya. He said, the life of the social life, la yumkin an tatwi masirata al hayatiyya takamuliyya. He said, it is not possible. It cannot fold its integrated life process duna iktilal awamil al-mudirra, by not removing all those destructive and dangerous factors that cause it. If you want to remove evil from society, you have to look to the root of it, root cause of it, and uproot it. ولما كان القصاص في هذه المواد, he said, since the qisas, the law of retribution in this particular place now, yadmanu, give us guarantee, istimrar al-hayat, continuation of life. Continue, that life continue. Then, فإن شعور بضرورة القصاص أودى في شكل غريزة في وجود الإنسان. He said, feeling the necessity of retaliation is something instilled in our instinct. It is normal. When somebody does something bad to you, you don't need to, at times the Quran only came to guide you on how to go about it. But it is human instinct that somebody does this, kill my own person, then I must what? Revenge. It is normal. Instead, this is normal in human instinct. أنظمة الطب والزراعة والرعاية قائمة على أساس هذا الأصل العقلي. He said the systems like what? Like medical system, like agriculture, like pastoral system, all these things. قائمة على أساس هذا الأصل العقلي. He said it is based on these fundamental principles. How? He's going to explain. وهو إزالة الموجودة المضرة الخطرة is to remove everything that exists, that is dangerous, and harmful to human being. Fataro, now he said, Fanaro atib. He said, we see medicine. Yujizu qatl al-udhu al-fazil is allowed that the part of the body that has become corrupt, that has become a problem in the body, that can even affect others, it allows that place should be what? Should be cut off. For the other body to have what? To have peace, to be healthy. He said, إِذَا شَكَّلَ خُطُورَةَ عَلَى بَكِيَةَ أَعْضَاءِ الْجَسَدِ. If it constitutes danger to other parts of the body. That is why you see somebody with diabetes, when the doctor of diabetes discovered that these two fingers has already been affected, and in as far as these two fingers are left, it's going to affect the whole what? The whole hand. What do? It will cut off. It is not because the doctor is what? Is wicked. It's for the person's safety. Because if the place is not cut off, I went to Maitama Hospital one time. One young guy came to the hospital. I saw the doctor lambasting him, telling him that I told you that day and you think we are joking. Now it has affected the whole hand. He said, when you came last time, I told you that this your finger should be cut off because it has already affected it. Since last 6 months, you refuse to come back to us. Now you come, it has affected the whole hand now. He said, it's not only your finger that is going to be cut off now, the whole place has to go. It is not because the doctor is wicked, because the doctor wants the safety of what? Of that person. That is what he's saying here. He said, وهو إزالة الموجودات المضرة الخطرة فنرى الطب يجيز قطع العضو الفاسد إذا شكل خطورة على بقية أعضاء الجسد وتقتلع النباتات والأغصان. At times you see that nabatat, the roots and the branches of a tree is uprooted. Al-mudirra, the ones that are what? Has become harmful. Min ajli istimrar numu nabatat al-mufida. So that the other roots and the branches that are good, so that they can continue to what? To grow. Because if you leave those ones, it will affect all others. And at the end of the day, all other roots will be useless. We can even see the little farm we did when we were small. When you put 5 or 6, maize on the ground, and all of them germinate. If you leave the whole 6, none of them will grow. What do? In order for others to survive, to live, you remove 3 or 4 from it, so that the remaining 2 will have chance to survive, to grow. That is what he's saying here. Min ajli istimrar numu al-nabatat al-mufida bi shaklin sahih. He said, Ulaika alladhina yarawna fil iktisas. Those who see retribution or retaliation, min al-qatil, that a murderer should be killed. قتل لشخص آخر, for killing another person. ينظرون إلى المسألة من منظور الفردي. It's looking onto this issue as a personal issue that is only me. No, the issue of qisas, of retribution, is not one matter of you. It's a matter of society. We said it yesterday. If a mujrim, a cartel, a murderer is left in the society and nothing is done about him, the whole society will be in what? Will be in danger. Therefore, the person having this view is looking on to as if it is a personal something. Now, وَلَوْ أَخَذُوا بِنَظَرِ الْإِعْتِبَارِ مَصْلَحَةَ الْمُجْتَمِعِ. He said, I didn't think these people consider the society interest. They look onto the society as a whole. وَعَلِمُوا مَا فِي الْقِصَاصِ مِنْ دَوْرٍ فِي حِفْظِ سَائِرِ الْأَفْرَادِ الْمُجْتَمِعِ. And they know what is in retribution, the law of retribution, that is retaliation. The role it plays in protecting or saving the individuals in the society, while mujtami and the society and watarbiyati and their training. La adu nazar fi aqwalihim. They could have a second thought in their view. They could have think wide and reverse their thought. إزالة مثل هؤلاء الأفراد الخطيرين المضرين من المجتمع. He said, removing those people, those individuals that are dangerous, are harmful in society, كقطع العضو, is just like cutting the part of the body, al-fasid, that has corrupt min jasad al-insan, from the body of human being. وكقطع الغصن المضر من الشجرة, it's just like cutting the root, the harmful root from the what? From the tree. وَلَا أَحَدٌ يَعْتَرِضُ عَلَى قَطْعِ ذَلِكَ الْعُضُوِ. In this case, nobody, no sensible human being will oppose, will go against doing that. You know that this, even no matter how painful you are, no matter how you feel it, but you know that this man that the doctor said that is, how many we have seen in our practical life. Some people that you see, you just hear that his leg was cut off because of what? Because of diabetes. Because it has caused a lot of problem in the society. Therefore, if that person is left without cutting it, he will die. But at times when that particular place is cut off, the person will be able to survive the situation. He said, Nam, وَلَا أَحَدٍ يَعْتَرِضُ عَلَى قَطْعِ ذَلِكَ الْعُضُوِ وهذا الغصن هذا بشان الإيت رضي الله. This is our reply to concerning the first one. Then how do we relate it to our present situation? That is why Imam Khomeini, may Allah have mercy on him, he said the Zionist regime are just like what? Cancer. And in as far as somebody in as far as the Zionists are left to be on this earth, the earth will never be what? We never have peace. Therefore, the best thing for the earth to live in peace is to erase them from the surface of the earth. That is how they are. And nobody can, anybody with objective mind will not go against this. Now, وبالنسبة إلى اعتراض الثاني, concerning the second objection, what is that second objection? As we said, he said, Al-Qisas Yanummu and Ruhul Intiqam. He said, retribution stems or it emanates from what? From the spirit of revengeance. That is their view. Those who oppose their objection. He said, Watashafi and vindictiveness. Wa al-Qaswa and cruelty. That is why somebody retaliate. If you don't have this in you, according to them, there's no need for you to retaliate. You can just forgive. Wayajibu izala to have a rule. They are now saying that this kind of thing, spirit of revenge, that I must revenge, it is compulsory to remove them from our what? From our rule, from our spirit. And Tariq Taribia. How do we remove them? By educating people. Come out and educate, tell them how bad it is for somebody to kill. You don't need to kill somebody who kills. Just al-nafs bin nafs or al-abd bil abd. Al-unsa bil unsa. There's no need for that according to them. We can educate people so that they don't do it. Bainama yu'ammikul al-qisas has a rule, but as for them, they are saying that this spirit of qisas, of retaliation, will only deepen this spirit. It will deepen the spirit, because when you have that thing that you must revenge, it will only affect your spirit. The spirit of forgiveness will not be in you again. Now the Mufassir say, "La budda min al-iltifat ila an tashrir al-qisas." He said, we must bring our attention here. An tashrir al-qisas, legislation of retribution. La iltibat la bi masalatil. It does not have any connection with what? With revenge. It does not have connection with revenge. Lian al-hadaf min al-intiqam. What is the aim of revenge? Itfa'u nar al-ghadab al-muta'ajjija li mas'alati shakhsiyya, is to what? Is to extinguish the burning flame of anger in you. Yes, you just said, I must revenge because this my brother has been what? Has been killed. Then bainam al-qisas, whereas al-qisas, retribution or retaliation, Allah is referring to, yastahdifu, it aims al-haylulata duna istimrar al-zulm fil mujtami, is to prevent what? Continuation of oppression in the society. Retaliation or retribution is not just to say you want to kill this party. You want to see how you prevent the reoccurrence in the society. And by why? Because when somebody knows that when he murdered a person, there's a law that will hold him responsible for his action. He will not even think of what? Of murdering. We said it yesterday. Why those bastards you call Boko Haram and others, why they have the guts is that they are doing it and they think they can go do it and go scot what? Free. That's why had it been they know that there is serious action is going to be taken against them, then they would have to have a rethink before they do it. He said that is how they think. Yeah, because the spirit of Islam, when he said there should be qisas, it aims of preventing the continuation of this oppression in the society. It's not just to retaliate, kill that person. Wahimaya to Sairul Abriya, and to protect the remaining what? The innocent people. Abriya. The innocent people, somebody that does not do anything, just because you are powerful, you have God, you just face him and what? And kill him. See what happened even in the Western world today. Today you just hear about 10 were killed in Washington. 10 is killed in Los Angeles. For no reason. Just remove his gun, just face some people and kill. Wabishani al-Itirad al-Thalith. Concerning the third objection, what is that objection? Al-Qatl la yazdur an insan salim. Murdering or killing of somebody does not just come out from somebody who is healthy. Somebody who is healthy will not just kill, according to them. La budda an yakun al-qatil musaba bi marad nafsi. Anybody that will kill must have a mental what? Problem, according to them. Wayajibu ilaju. Such person, take him, go and treat him. Don't need to kill him. Yeah, take him, go and treat him. While qisas later be ilaj, he said retribution is not what? It's not treatment, according to them. Why should we kill? According to them. Then Al-Qail, now the Mufassir say Al-Qail in Al-Qatil Marid Nafsiyan. He said, this saying that a murderer is what? Is having a mental issue. Wala tazdur hadhihi al-jarima min insan tabi. This kind of crime does not just happen from a normal person, according to them. La budda an naqul. He said, now we are saying hadha al-kalam sahih fi ba'd al-mawadi. What he said to certain level is correct in some cases. Wal Islam lam yusharra aw lam yusharri hukm al-qisas lil-qatil al-majnun wa amthali. Islam has not legislated the law of retribution for insane killers, for somebody who is insane that killed and his type. It's not only for them. Islam, we said it yesterday, it looks holistically in the issues that it addresses. It does not just take one side of it and discuss it. ولكن لا يمكن اعتبار المرض عذرا لكل قاتل. We cannot consider sickness as an excuse for every killer. Anybody that kills will say that this person must be what? Must be sick before he kills. No, it is not true. Then, إِذْ لَا يَخْفَى مَا يَجُرُّ إِلَيْهِ ذَلِكَ مِنْ فَسَادٍ. If we are to go with that, we know what that can cause, the facade, the corruption that it can cause in society. وَمِنْ تَسْجِيلِ الْقَتْلَ. And this one will also encourage murderer عَلَى إِرْتِكَابِ جَرَائِمِهِمْ. It will encourage them by engaging in their crime. ولو صح هذا الاستدلال بالنسبة للقاتل لصح أيضا بشأن جميع المعتدين. If what they are saying now is okay for all killers, then it's also okay بشأن جميع المعتدين for all those who transgress and kill على حقوق transgress the right of others. لأن الإنسان العاقل المعتدل, because insan akil, somebody who is reasonable and is just, لا يعتدي إطلاقا على الآخرين, will never transgress others. You cannot just somebody who is reasonable and knows what he's doing and is with his senses, why should he transgress? He will not transgress. وبذلك يجب حذف كل القوانين الجزائية ويجب إرسال المعتدين والمجرمين إلى مستشفيات على أمراض نفسية بدل السجون. And they say because of that it is compulsory has to remove كل القوانين الجزائية, all penal laws that said that those people should be killed. ويجب إرسال المعتدين والمجرمين إلى مستشفيات الأمراض, and send those transgressors and the criminals إلى what? To the hospital for treatment, for those who are having psychological problem. Send them for treatment instead of sending them to prison. Now, he said, "Amma iddia Adam imkan kabul kanun." They said, as we said earlier, they said, presently the law that was enacted last 14 centuries cannot be implemented now. It is old. It has become very old. Why should we bring law of last 14 centuries? When they mean 14 centuries, they mean the time of Holy Prophet Mohammad. That was the time Quran was revealed, about 1,400 years. Amma iddia Adam imkan kabul kanun al-qisas al-yawm. Their claim that it is not possible to accept the law of retribution today بسبب التطور المجتمعي, because of the society has developed, وبسبب قدم هذا القانون, and because this law has become ancient, it has become old, it cannot be accepted. فمردود أمام إحصائيات الجرائم الفظيعة. He said this one is rejected. Why? Considering when you take the statistics of this horrific crime that are committed in society, التي ترتكب في عصرنا الراهن, in this our time, وأمام التجاوزات الوحشية, and when you take into consideration these brutal abuses also, التي تنتشر في بقايا مختلفة, that spread all over the whole world, من عالمنا in this our بسبب الحروب, either because of war or غير الحروب or not war. ولو أتيها للبشرية أن تقيم مجتمعا إنسانيا متطور تطورا حقيقيا. He said, if humanity is allowed and to establish a truly developed human society, is allowed to develop human society, فإن مثل هذا المجتمع يستطيع أن يلجأ إلى العفو. Such society will be able to refer back to what? Al-afu, forgiveness. If society is, if somebody, if you know the reason why this person killed your yes, it is painful. Especially, I said it yesterday, if he is not a perpetual killer, and you know it's just by coincidence it happened. When I say by coincidence, not that he does not jack him, but it happened, something happened to him and it happened, not something he does every time. فَقَدْ أَقَرَّ الْإِسْلَامِ ذَلِكَ. He said Islam even accepts that we can go into what? into forgiveness, pardon. Pardon this person. وَمِنَ الْمُؤَكَّدَ أَنَ الْمُجْتَمِعِ الْمُتَطَوِّرِ فِي آفَاقِهِ. He said emphatically, a developed society in the horizon of humanity, سَيُفَدِّلُ الْعَفْوَ الْقَاتِلِ, prefer to forgive what? To pardon what? To pardon a murderer. A murderer, always underlying it, a murderer that is not known to be a perpetual what? Murderer, killer, all the time. Amma fi mujtamina al-mu'asira, but in this our time, our contemporary time, haythu tartakibu fiha afdal jaraim, where horrific criminal act is committed, tata unwan mukhtalifa, under the different scope. Fa'ina ilgoy qanun al-qisas, abolishing the law of retribution, la yazid fi jaraim al-mujtami illa itisa. If you abolish it and you said it should be cancelled because of this reason is bringing, it will only expand the rate of what? The rate of crime in the society, because you refuse to do what is right. Just like the way we are seeing in our country. Had it been those criminals are being held responsible for their actions, and they see the consequences of their actions, they will be forced to have a rethink. But when they do it, I saw one clip last time. Up to today, I'm still asking, are you sure this clip is true or is lie? From Zamfara State, where the bandits came to the town to attend marriage in group. I don't know whether any other person have seen it. Yes. Is it true? Yeah, I had that one. They came with their arms. They enter. They attended the marriage and they go back freely. Yeah.
I said those one drugs.
Why when they come for what we call it demonstration with their arms
and they want the police commissioner at the gate.
Okay, let us just read here and stop it. Yes. وَحَوْلَ حِفْظِ الْقَتْلَ فِي السُّجُونِ. Concerning what they say that this murderer can be kept in prison so that he will be given, they call it hard labor. He will be asked to do hard labor there, and he will learn a lot of lessons. He said, وَحَوْلِ حِفْظِ الْقَتْلَ فِي السُّجُونِ. Concerning leaving putting the killer in the prison. فَإِنَّ هَذِهِ الْعَمَلِيَّةَ لَا تُحَقِّقُ هَدَفَ الْإِسْلَامِ. He said, this kind of act will never achieve the aim of what? The aim of Islam, min al-qisas, about retribution. فَالْقِسَاسُ كَمَا ذَكَرْنَا. Retribution, as we said, يَسْتَهْدِفُ حِفْظَ حَيَاةِ الْمُجْتَمِعِ, aims to protect what? The life of the society. وَالْهَيْلُولَةُ دُونَ تِكْرَارٍ, and also to prevent, so that there will be no reoccurrence of qatl, of killing and what? And criminal acts. السجون وأمثالها, prison and its type. لا تستطيع أن تحقق هذا الهدف. We cannot achieve, Islam cannot achieve its aim by taking somebody only to prison. Also, the Sujun Halia, he said, most especially this present prison we have. Some prisons in the Western world are better than the houses we are living. That is just the reality. Some prisons in the Western world are better than the houses we are living. Then you take somebody to go and suffer there. At the end of the day, he enjoy himself and come out. What lesson will he learn? Here after he said, خاصة السجون الحالية التي هي أفضل من أكثر بيوت المجرمين ولا أدل على ذلك من ارتفاع إسوها. Especially when we look onto the statistics جرائم القتل of the killings خلال فترة قصيرة that happened in very recent time. Kill at will. Nothing will happen. It's not, yes, Nigeria is exceptional, is to a certain level, but Nigeria is not only the case. Most especially those countries that have abolished the law of what? Of retribution. See what is happening there. To end this our talk, we have seen these objections are very, very, yes, it's good, because most of the time we here in Africa here, those our brothers I've discussed with some of our brothers in America and Europe, the kind of question they receive when they do lecture. You'll be forced to go on research because they are seeing it practically. There was a time when we were in school in Kum, there, around 10 o'clock we come out just to take fresh air for 30 minutes before you go back into class. Dauda, don't distract us, please. When I came out, I saw one African man sitting down near the pond. He was seriously narrating story of different films he watched. Later on, I asked, who is this man? When did he come to Kum? They said, no, he came from prison. He was in prison in Iran, and a guy, we call them warder. They escorted him to at least to go and look outside, to go. Where does he want to go? He said he wants to go and see his friends in Hujatia in our school. They brought him. He was busy narrating all kind of film he watched. I just told somebody, I said, when they finished, I said, this guy is not in prison, no. He's just there enjoying himself. If he wants to see prison, let him go to Nigeria and see prison. This one, you are in the prison, you came here to even feed us with some film that we don't even have chance to watch. Therefore, prison cannot solve most of the problems that the kind of problem they are talking about. Prison cannot solve it. It has to be practically. Yes, the ones that are entitled to prison will go to prison, but the ones that needed that the law of retribution, retaliation should be executed, must be executed, so that others, the most important thing is that others will learn from it. It will serve as a deterrent and it will stop the occurrence in the society. Inshallah, we stop here. Wa sallallahu ala Muhammadin wa ali tayyibin at-tahirin.